Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. Roadzen has been making significant strides in the insurtech and mobility AI space, and investors are eager to hear about the company's latest developments. So with me, Rohan Malhotra, the CEO of Roadzen. And we talked about a month or so ago, but there's been a lot that's actually happened over that time. So bring us up to date on these key topics. You're in the right place at the right time. You're generating revenue at the moment, and the AI space, close to 50 million in revenue, right? And break even. So tell us what you're doing in AI and bring us up to date on the business of it.
Our focus is we're building AI for auto insurance. We think there's about $800 billion that's spent on auto insurance every single year. And this is one of those areas where AI can have a significant impact. There are 4 areas that you want to focus on. The first is, how do I price Jane's policy? How do I then sell the policy? How do I process claims that arise when I sell these policies? And finally, I want to do all of this profitably. And I want to make sure there are less accidents on the road. The best policy is one where you have less accidents. So I want to have road safety. And what AI can do is it can make underwriting or measuring how much should one pay for their premium much easier. It makes it very simple to sell using agents. Then for claims, we use computer vision to recognize what damages have occurred in a car. And we can process a claim within seconds rather than the 6 weeks it takes today. And we're using this technology just as a Tesla has a Tesla vision for Tesla cars. We've built a similar computer vision system that basically reduces accidents and can prevent them before they happen. And that's what I'm here to talk about today.
Yeah, well, so let's talk about this targeted technology that you have and this vertical that can use this technology. Is there any meaningful competition?
Well, on a combined basis, across underwriting, distribution, claims, and as a broker, Roadzen is unique. We're a global company. We have operations across the US, Europe, and India, and we don't see any meaningful competition on a global basis. What we do see on a product basis, there are telematics companies out there. There are hundreds of insurance brokers. There are claims management companies, but they don't use technology. They don't use AI. So we have competition out there, but Roadzen stands unique that we are vertically fully integrated from underwriting to claims. And we think that gives us a significant advantage in this market.
Before we wrap up, anything else you want to share about where the company has been or where it's headed?
Well, we've delivered one of our best quarters. We are roughly at a $50 million revenue run rate. Our adjusted EBITDA loss was roughly just $1.8 million this quarter. And we expect that the company can hit profitability over the next couple of quarters. And we think that is going to be a big milestone for us moving forward.
Okay. Thank you so much for bringing us up to date on Roadzen.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Roadzen is a global technology company using AI to transform auto insurance. Some of the world's largest car makers, insurers, and fleets rely on Roadzen to reduce accidents, process lightning-fast claims, lower insurance premiums. With annual revenues approaching $50 million, Roadzen is racing towards profitability. This isn't just AI. It's real-world innovation powering the future of mobility and insurance. Roadzen. RDZN.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spring is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Water-less garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless garden, less water, more life.
Attention investors! Acurx Pharmaceuticals trades on the NASDAQ ACXP, is leading the fight against antibiotic-resistant infections with next-gen small molecule antibiotics. Targeting the $1.7 billion U.S. market for C. difficile, Acurx is driving innovation in a global health crisis. This is one stock to watch. Is ACXP an opportunity for your portfolio? Find out more at New to the Street.
Welcome and thank you for joining us. The tech investment landscape is entering a year of transformation, and this isn't just another cycle of M&A. There's cautious optimism, strategic recalibrations, as well as a focus on value creation. And with interest rates stabilizing, at least for now, evolving market dynamics, and also a new administration pushing for pro-business policies, investors from PE, VC, infrastructure funds, and also public markets are reassessing their strategies. The 2025 tech investment environment will likely feature more strategic decisions driven by long-term value. Joining me here at the New York Stock Exchange is Lou Basnies, the market strategist at the Basnies Group. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, great to be here.
Well, first and foremost, as we kick off the new year and we're looking at the landscape here, tell me about what you're focused on when it comes to the tech and also, in particular, biotech startup space.
Yeah, I think there's renewed optimism, right? So we went through almost a biotech freeze. We had too many companies that were founded, just led to a glut of opportunities that were really early stage, and the outcomes were not favorable. So we've worked through that backlog of unsuccessful startups, and now you're seeing new administration, new year, new opportunities in biotech and tech that I think you're seeing good money come from all angles, from VC, from PE, and also from public market investors. So it's really an ideal opportunity and set of market conditions to bring back some of the former winners that were, the leaders in the market that have been laggards.
And finally, I do want to ask you about the addressable market. So in not just the short or medium term, in the long term, what do you see happening here?
Yeah, I mean, this sounds ridiculous, but it's in the trillions of trillions of dollars. And that's backed by McKinsey did a study about 6 or 7 years ago on the economic impact of synthetic biology type technologies. Like I mentioned earlier, it impacts everything we're doing, everyday life. If you look around the products that you're using, whether it's you're consuming or they're on your desk in electronics, there's some petroleum-based process or chemical in there. So I really believe the opportunities are limitless, but then you have to build a business case around that, right? What ones make the most sense? Which ones are going to return the most economic value to shareholders and have the most impact? So.
Okay, Lou, well, it was a pleasure having you here. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for all of your insights.
Roadzen is a global technology company using AI to transform auto insurance. Some of the world's largest car makers, insurers, and fleets rely on Roadzen to reduce accidents, process lightning-fast claims, lower insurance premiums. With annual revenues approaching $50 million, Roadzen is racing towards profitability. This isn't just AI, it's real-world innovation powering the future of mobility and insurance. Roadzen, RDZN.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spring is helping treat them. It is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden, less water, more life.
Attention investors! Acurx Pharmaceuticals trades on the NASDAQ ACXP, is leading the fight against antibiotic-resistant infections with next-gen small molecule antibiotics. Targeting the $1.7 billion U.S. market for C. difficile, Acurx is driving innovation in a global health crisis. This is one stock to watch. Is ACXP an opportunity for your portfolio? Find out more at New to the Street.
Marco Polo has long been a leader in helping financial firms expand their global footprint through cutting-edge regulatory solutions, advanced technology platforms, and strategic digital marketplaces. And with me, the co-founders and co-chairs of Marco Polo, Steve Carlson, and also Vinod Ramgopal. Great to have you here.
Jane, thank you for having us.
So how does MPX, which I guess is another term for Marco Polo, the low-touch, high-compliance platform, overcome these regulatory and relationship problems that financial firms have when they want to do business in the U.S.? Do you want to weigh in on that?
Sure. Imagine if you're sitting in Germany or Austria or Vietnam or Brazil, and you are an investment bank and you've developed some really great financing opportunities for your client base, and you want to find a place to get capital. You have your own home market that's certainly available to you. But if you want the big dollars, you need to come where the centers of the capital are. And that's here in the USA. Yeah. And so those companies have significant burdens to be able to bring those products into the country. Number one, there's a regulatory moat, so to speak, around the U.S. So you have to be a U.S. broker dealer. And also you need to know who to call and talk to. You need to have relationships. Sure. And Marco Polo Exchange was invented to help companies solve that problem. And we have industrialized that framework using technology and a variety of different things, which I'm sure we're going to talk about, ways that allow us to provide that service for those companies.
Well, that was exactly my next question to Vinod, was AI, tokenization. How are you using that technology?
So let me take it back one bit.
Okay.
We all know Amazon, right? Now, Amazon, Etsy, we can buy furniture, carpets, anything around the world from small companies. We can practically buy books. Name it, we can buy it now. Whether you're located in Australia and you're a buyer here in the US, logistics, payments, everything done. You just cannot do this with financial products. So imagine what that means. What Steve just mentioned is really what we're doing is giving the manufacturers of financial products, the securities firms, the advisory firms, they package deals, they package funds, they package research, but they're all sitting outside the US or any market but their own. 95% to 99% of these firms are regulated to licensed to sell only in their local markets. Now just pause and think about what that means in the world. The world's economy has grown massively outside any one country. We are the biggest in the world. And yet we are somewhere between 20 to 25% of the world's economy, depending on how you, which means 75 to 80% is sitting out there. Our investors are sitting here investing in what's visible to them here. And 95% of the manufacturers of financial products cannot come here because unlike furniture, unlike books, you cannot sell a financial product without a license. Yeah. And the cost of licensing is difficult, it's high, the entry cost, the maintenance costs are high, and the regulatory risk is high. So that's one of the, and if you think of Amazon as a great marketplace or Etsy, what are they using? They're all using AI now. They're all using tokenization. Well, they can't use tokenization as much as we can. And so what the first step we have is to bring you in, make it possible for everyone around the world. The US is saying we have a border. Just as much as we need to patrol the physical borders of the country, the regulatory borders of this country are significant. And parties come into the country and market products in some cases without being licensed because the demand is so strong, the appeal is so great. And you should think about us as putting up a framework to protect the regulatory borders, but not to stop the traffic. We're effectively we've lowered the entry cost into the US. We've made it phenomenally easy, but we've made it not just accessible, we've made it very monitorable so that the SEC and FINRA can all see that. And AI is central to that.
Marco Polo Securities and Marco Polo Exchange is the child of a company that used to exist called Marco Polo Network, which was founded by my partner, which connected the world's stock exchanges, I think 80 countries throughout the world, electronically, and it was a huge powerhouse. It became less relevant after the 2008 financial crisis because most of the big clients went out of business.
Okay.
But so we have a long legacy.
We were both young and good looking in those days.
Yeah.
So it's been an aging experience.
Good looking, I don't know about that so much. But anyway, such a pleasure to be with you.
But it's evolved.
Thank you.
It's evolved from there. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Jay.
Thanks.
What pleasure. Thank you.
Roadzen is a global technology company using AI to transform auto insurance. Some of the world's largest car makers, insurers, and fleets rely on Roadzen to reduce accidents, process lightning-fast claims, lower insurance premiums. With annual revenues approaching $50 million, Roadzen is racing towards profitability. This isn't just AI, it's real-world innovation powering the future of mobility and insurance. Roadzen, RDZN.
Atlas Clear is setting out to make a more efficient platform for trading, clearing, settlement, and banking. And with me is John Shibley, the executive chairman, and also Craig Ridenour, the president. So great to have you both here back at the Stock Exchange.
Thank you for having us.
So Craig, let's start. Last time you were here, we talked about a financing. It was $45 million that you had signed up for. What is there an update with that?
Sure, absolutely. We're making tremendous progress on that. The group that making the investment is called Henire. We've worked with the lead on that group for years. We have gotten notification that there's money sitting in escrow/trust for the first tranche. The $45 million will come over a period of time, although they are talking about accelerating some of those monies because they would like to clear out the convertible note structures that we have, and it's kind of been punishing our stock a little bit. But regardless, the first tranche we understand to be sitting in trust/escrow. And what one of the remaining gating factors is they want to make sure that management is in for the long haul, long-term commitment, understandably, and also that the economics are right and aligned with the longer-term vision to make sure that everyone's happy and we're building the company properly. So that's kind of the last little bits, but we're excited and we think we'll have some announcements here shortly.
Yeah. And how has your wholly owned subsidiary doing? Explain that, the company, and update us on how that's going.
So the wholly owned subsidiary is called Wilson Davis & Company. It's been a brokerage firm in existence for almost 60 years. We will report our numbers at some point this week. We're excited to release those numbers. We will show again accelerated revenue, increased net income, better management on expenses. And so from every perspective, Wilson Davis is performing extraordinarily well. And we're looking forward to actually having the release. It's difficult to speak about it prior to the release, but it will be this week. Yeah. The Q will be out and the numbers will be good.
And then you recently announced a partnership with Lockbox. So explain what that is and how does that impact the business for the long term?
Well, one of the reasons we wanted to acquire Wilson Davis is that they have a lot of latent revenue internal to their system. Again, the firm's been around for almost 60 years. They focus primarily on microcap. And as a consequence of that, because they're also a custodian, they hold a lot of microcap shares in their custodial box. Historically, they have not set those shares out for stock loan. And so they've really sacrificed a great deal of potential revenue by not engaging in that kind of business. Lockbox empowers us in a way that we think is very advanced and true to our fintech background to accelerate our stock loan business, to allow us to do better locates for shorts, to do it faster, to do it more efficiently. So Lockbox, the partnership that we signed with them, we're very excited about it. We do anticipate that that partnership will increase our revenue in Q2 materially. So it's true to our nature, fintech, stock loan, and hopefully more revenue.
And are there other initiatives similar to that that you're working on or can talk about?
Sure. We're looking to expand a number of lines within Wilson Davis. As John mentioned, there were a number, and we talked about it last time. There's a number of latent business lines that, quite frankly, we want to turn on the spigot. If you want to look at it that way. For instance, investment banking. We're doing more deals, more underwritings. We've got a number of deals in the pipeline. We're also strategically looking at talent that may be out there on the street that sees the opportunity within our company that maybe you're looking more from an equity standpoint to come on board to help us build out some of these different, from the investment banking, some of the different structures we want to do. So we think there's tremendous opportunity. We think we'll have some pretty nice announcements coming up. We're excited about our progress that we're making. But there is just so much untapped potential that's not being recognized by the street right now. And we understand why. We've got an overhang right now on the convertible notes that we currently have. We're trying to restructure, and that certainly will help with Hanair's investment. But over the longer term, there is a tremendous upside potential, we think, in the company. And also over the next 5, 10, 15 years, we think we can be a leader in this sector.
Okay. Well, I'm sure you'll be back for interviews to update us on
as
all
often
those
as
things.
we can.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.
Hi, I'm Kevin Harrington. I'm an original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank. And over the years, I've looked at thousands and thousands of businesses, and I look for something special. And today, I'm here with an awesome entrepreneur that has been developing his company, SGTM. Tony Rayner, the founder of SGTM, is here as an entrepreneur to tell his story. And Tony, I want to welcome you. Thank you for being here. It's awesome to have you. This is a awesome story, and it started a little more than 5 years ago, but I just want to know, for the folks out there that don't know anything about SGTM, give them a quick overview, and what are the core values of your company?
All right, it's great to be here with you today, man. This is
You
exciting,
bet.
you know.
Beautiful day in sunny Florida. How
Man,
about
it doesn't
huh?
get better than this, you know. SGTM really is a phenomenal company that is based on sustainability. Its core values really is making an impact on our health and how we grow food,
right,
and how we handle our soil. To me, healthy soil and healthy food and having a healthy planet.
Right.
So really we're driven by creating a great ecosystem for biodiversity and our soil health.
There you go. I mean, so people with, this is not only for homeowners that may have a little garden in their backyard, but it's also for businesses. And are you selling to farms and other places like that too? Is this
Absolutely.
B2B, B2C,
Absolutely.
all encompassing?
Yeah, so the technologies that we have and the different product lines that we have work wonderful with the farmer.
Yeah.
And so that same grade that a farmer trusts and uses, we actually made it into a product that can be used for the home gardener.
Yeah, great. You saw a gap in the market because SGTM's strength is the waterless garden, using less water, right? That's sort of the main power pitch of the product. But when did you see this gap, and is that really what you've been focusing on?
Yeah, actually, you're absolutely hitting it right on the nose. There was a big gap in the market. What we've seen is a lot of different companies out there that have these different brands and soils that are flooded with synthetic fertilizers.
Right.
So what those fertilizers do are so harmful to the soil, and it's a vicious cycle of killing the microbes. The plant may have a quick growth, just like if somebody takes steroids, they may have a quick growth, but ultimately in the long run, maybe not so healthy.
Gotcha.
And we seen that, and we said, man, with the gap in this market and people really starting to be more aware about, you know, eating healthy and going organic, in order to do that, you have to feed the soil correctly.
There you go. And so as an entrepreneur, and you've been doing businesses for dozens of years, but this now for the last 5 years, you've had a few obstacles, I'll bet, right? I mean, let's talk about in the early days some of the things that you faced and how you overcame them.
You know, it's I got to tell you, obstacles are definitely real. We've been through a lot. When you have a great idea and it's disruptive, not everybody's very perceptive to that.
Right.
You know, and so
especially your competitors.
Oh my gosh, and you're dealing with some giants. You know,
right.
You're dealing with some multi-billion-dollar industries. employees.
Yes, sir.
So getting set up and building a team and, and facilities and getting the manufacturing in place, there's a lot that goes into doing that. No matter how hard it gets, never give up on your vision or your dream and just fight your way through it.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive.
Over the years, I've seen many, many products. I've launched over 1,000 products, but I'm going to tell you about something very, very special and something near and dear to me, and this is SGTM Waterless Garden. There's a reason why I like this. One reason, my wife has been using it in her garden very successfully, and she says, Kevin, you've got to check this product out. And so I have, and I'm going to tell you the reason why, because this is humus-rich soil, and humus holds 90% of the moisture in it, and that's why you have to water less. So it's an awesome product. It's uniquely positioned in the marketplace, and that's why the Shark said, I want to be involved, and I'm an advisor to the company, and I'm very excited about the future of the Waterless Garden by SGTM. Thank you.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.